Story appears ordinary till you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there, welcome to CoreTV News at 7. I am Gift Ogete. Striking lecturers of colleges of education in the country have agreed to resume work from Monday next week. This was after the leadership of the Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union met with Education Minister Ibrahim Shekarau in Abuja. The lecturers agreed to grant the federal government a 3-month window to meet their demands.
This ministry will have no business remaining if teaching and learning is not taking place out there in the field. The business of managing education must translate into teaching and learning. And if lessons are not taking place, even if it is at the remotest one classroom primary school, anywhere in Nigeria, it is my cup of tea, it is my concern and the concern of the Federal Ministry of Education and the concern of the federal government. And more importantly, when you're talking of teacher education, the colleges of education produce our teachers. And as you all know, the common statement in the education industry, no nation can grow higher than the quality of its educational system.
We had promised that if that is done and the letter for migration was released to the colleges, even without the cash for now, while we put ourselves together to verify claims and all that, we will suspend the strike.
Lagos State's Commissioner for Education Olayinka Oladunjoye has debunked a media report which says teachers are angry with Governor Babatunde Fashola over non-implementation of the 27.5% of teachers' special allowances. Oladunjoye says government has continued to place premium on the welfare of teachers in the state. She, however, explains that government is not unmindful of the need to fully pay the money.
Hence, government is working assiduously with a view to paying the balance of the special teacher allowance to its teachers soonest. Government therefore craves the understanding of its teachers on this, bearing in mind that government will not hesitate to pay the balance of the allowance as soon as possible.
Sport, the Lagos State Chairman, Nigerian Union of Teachers, Adeshegun Rahim, maintains that the teachers are agitated over the inability of government to fully implement the TSS, but ordered that efforts are recent or presently geared towards full implementation of the salary scale.
In labor, you take some, you lose some. But presently, I have the feelings that government will pay. And you know, as labor, if government doesn't pay and the agitation actually gets to a point, there is no way to not snowball. But I have the feelings that the way the government is working on it, it will not get to that stage.
The Lagos State government has approved 10 working days paternity leave for male career officers in the state's public service. The state also extended the maternity leave for women in the public service from 12 to 24 weeks. Abiola Oluwole has more in this report presented from our studios.
The development is informed by the need to fully attend to the growth of children, which will in turn help to address societal ills attributable to child's upbringing. According to the head of service of the Lagos Public Service, Oluseyi Williams, the new policy will extend the maternity leave for women in the state employ to 24 weeks in case of first two deliveries, to 24 weeks in case of first 2 deliveries, while subsequent deliveries attract the initial 12 weeks, which will commence 2 weeks before the due date of delivery. She added that male officers in the state employ are entitled to a 10-day working paternity leave for first 2 deliveries of their children.
It will be recalled that in the old dispensation, female officers were entitled to only 12 weeks maternity leave at every point of delivery, while male officers do not enjoy paternity leave. The 12 weeks for the women was to be taken 6 weeks before and 6 weeks after delivery. This new leave gesture by government is further informed by the fact that nursing mothers leave their children in the hands of carers at such tender age of 6 weeks, and one can only imagine the level of concentration to expect from such an employee at her desk. However, at 6 months, that is 24 weeks, a baby is considered strong enough to be left in a decent creche for proper care, having gone through close affection and nurturing by the mother for those very important and delicate first few months of his or her life.
The Special Advisor to Governor Fashola on Public Health, Yowandi Adesina, affirms that the policy is in line with the exclusive 6-month breastfeeding policy of the state.
The other advantage of this policy for health, I think health is the winner of this policy overall, because it increases the baby's ability to develop their immune system before they actually are exposed to the world, the creche. They reduce lung diseases are reduced, allergic reactions are reduced. They now have the opportunity to eat what their body was formulated to digest, the breast milk, the human breast milk instead of the cow milk.
The new policy, according to the state government, will not affect the output of the workforce.
President Goodluck Jonathan has declared that the days of Boko Haram insurgents in the country are coming to an end. He made this known while inaugurating a 15-member victim support fund committee headed by former Defense Minister retired General Theophilus Danjuma.
After many unsure steps, the Nigerian authorities appear to be bracing up to confront insurgents headlong. The government is also now prepared to ensure that victims of insurgent activities get some succor. And mindful of recent successful counter-insurgent operations, President Jonathan is emphatic that those who delight in killing and maiming innocent people must be brought to justice.
For those who take pleasure in seeing innocent human beings in pains, to see limbs being shattered and blood flowing in all directions after terror attacks, we say, you shall have no hiding place. Nigerians will expose you. The people of conscience around the world have rejected you. We appreciate the support we are getting from foreign countries and the cooperation we are getting from our neighbors. This has given us more feeling, and we are confident that the days of Boko Haram are numbered. It is now just a matter of time.
He recalled how insurgents had embarked on mass killings and insisted that no effort will be spared in checking the insurgency. Former Defense Minister did not hold back in his assessment of Boko Haram. He argued that the group has launched a war on Nigeria and had to be stopped.
This war must be brought to an end. We must win this war immediately. It's taken too long. I called it a civil war when it began. People say it's insurgency. The insurgents appear to be having an upper hand at this very moment. They pick and choose where to strike. They are now even holding positions and displacing us. We must win this war.
Danjuma assured the president of a good job, but also jokingly declared a no-go area for his commitment.
One thing we will not do, Mr. President, is to go to Zambezi forest. The commander-in-chief will lead We will follow the commander-in-chief.
For his part, the National Security Advisor, Sambo Dansuki, assured Nigerians that the war against terrorism will be won.
We will win the war. We know how difficult it is, but there are some very hard choices that have to be made. We've so far been more concerned about the lives of a few versus the condition of a few millions. We do realize that the time has come to draw a line. And as you've said, if they are taking territory, then we've crossed the threshold as far as I'm concerned.
The 15-member committee is expected to mobilize funds and ensure appropriate support for victims of insurgency and Boko Haram attacks across.
President Goodluck Jonathan wants the National Assembly to approve a $1 billion foreign loan to enable security forces tackle Boko Haram insurgency. The president explains in a letter to the two legislative chambers that the money will be used to upgrade military equipment. The letter, dated July 15th, President Jonathan says part of the fund would be devoted to training and logistics for security forces. Nigeria's largest opposition party, the All Progressives Congress, has resolved to challenge the impeachment of Adamawa State Governor Murtala Nyako in court. The party also raised the alarm that having removed Nyako, the federal government is working on impeaching 4 other APC governors. Party chairman John Odige Yegun reveals at a news conference in Abuja that Nyako's impeachment was done without regards for constitutional provisions.
It's only a few days after the impeachment of the Adamawa State governor, but his colleagues in the APC are not ready to let the state slip away without a fight. They have resolved to take up the gauntlet and fight what they say is an injustice. Party chairman John Odige Yegun is clear on APC's position.
What was Nyako impeached? Offenses he allegedly committed not yesterday, but 5 years ago, not since he became a member of the APC. These offenses were not impeachable, supposedly, when he was in the PDP. But the moment he became a member of the APC, they became impeachable. The entire impeachment of Governor Nyako is so fraught with illegalities, irregularities, bias, judicial contradictions, and violations of the most basic procedural and constitutional provisions, that it is the worst manifestation. It has become the worst manifestation of impunity. We, of course, intend to mount an immediate and vigorous challenge to this gross injustice to the party and the people of Adamawa State.
The party chairman also touched upon the impending impeachment of the Nasarawa State governor. He wondered what Tanko Almakura did that President Jonathan has not done.
What is Governor Almakura of Nasarawa State being threatened with impeachment? Allegations of extraordinary expenditures. The same offense that President Jonathan has committed many times over.
Some party leaders also added their voices to what they say is an assault on the opposition.
There's no president from the time of Obasanjo to date, including president or any governor. If you want to talk about extrapolation items, there will not be extrapolation. We have 5 months to election now. Please, I think for the interest of this country, those who are telling the president that that is the way forward, let everyone go and test their popularity.
For now, APC is bent on challenging Nyako's impeachment in court, even though some of its federal lawmakers are issuing a subtle threat over alleged gross misconduct by the president.
As the fallout of the impeachment of Murtala Nyako continues daily, a media affairs analyst Chijokeze says Nigerians should not blame the president. He says the opposition party should not see the impeachment of Nyako as persecution, since, according to him, it's not the first time an ex-governor is being impeached.
The governor wasn't impeached because the president made a phone call to the House of Assembly in Adamawa. He had escaped impeachment before. How did he escape it? Did he repeat those same offenses? Is that why he's been impeached? Now, there are many ends to this story. but the governor himself hasn't done very well for his own case. Whether it's a plot by the presidency to take over these states and then have them as PDP states going into the election. When APC was busy winning Ogun State and Oyo states, they were PDP states. So you don't need the state to be PDP before APC can win it. Neither do you need the states to be APC before PDP can take over.
On the issue of the abducted girls of Chibok and their parents' aborted meeting with the president, Chijioke says the Bring Back Our Girls group may mean no harm, but their actions may be an hindrance to government's efforts in resolving the matter.
Or say Bring Back Our Girls group, rather, may somehow be affecting the government's activities, in the sense that they are demanding transparency, they are demanding openness as to the matter. And let's not forget that if the government responds to them in the manner that they are demanding, they will also be throwing open their strategies to Boko Haram, essentially, because we all have the same access to the news. However, the spokespeople of the presidency and the spokespeople of the Bring Back Our Girls campaign should have a form of relationship, however stringent, however unsettling. They should be able to talk where they're able to draw lines and know that, hey, this is the much we can let you know.
As more reactions trail the impeachment of Nyako as the Adamawa State Governor, Lagos State's Publicity Secretary of the All Progressives Congress, Joe Ibokwe, vows the party is ready to go to court to reclaim his mandate. He ordered that the Jonathan-led government has taken to impeach APC governors in order to make 2015 elections favorable for him. However, Lagos PDP women leader Shola Oladeyibo throws her weight behind the impeachment. Motayalo completes the story.
The impeachment of Murtala Nyako has continued to generate reactions from several quarters. The Lagos APC spokesman, Joe Ibokwe, at a meeting with journalists, elected to speak as an activist who was part of the struggles for Nigeria's democracy. He describes the impeachment of Nyako as a declaration of total war on the opposition and democracy.
They first went to court to stop the governors, but they did not succeed. They failed. Now they have resorted to using stolen money to buy lawmakers in various state assemblies to impeach selected APC governors. Using heavy, weighty, and instrumentality of the federal government, the presidency and PDP have decided to decimate and desecrate the opposition by crude and rough practices.
The reverse is the case for the women leader of the PDP in the state, Shola Oladeyibo, who says Nyako's impeachment followed due process. She affirms that justice was duly considered in the case.
If a governor refuses to work with the members of the House of Assembly and is not doing the right thing, he should be shown the way out. Jonathan is in Abuja, and he won't come from Abuja to come and influence what will happen in the state. So he should do the right thing at the right time and make sure that the people in the states get democracy, the dividend of democracy. If they don't get it from him, they should show him the way out, and which is what they've done for Nyako.
Ibokwe is, however, spoiling for a showdown if President Goodluck Jonathan emerges winner at the 2015 presidential election.
It's only a matter of time. Let me tell you, there are men in this country that want to say, that are saying that enough is enough in this country. And it will come in the fullness of time. If you believe in revolution, it will come, because this nation cannot continue like this.
Nigerians are waiting to see the outcome of the elections and the reactions that will follow suit. Omotayo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
The resident electoral commissioner in Osun State, Segun Agbaje, says the state will not be less militarized during the forthcoming governorship election, as it was the case during last June 21st poll in Ekiti State. Agbaje reveals this in Abuja at an event with the theme Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room. The event was organized by Policy and Legal Advocacy Center for Civil Society Organizations to assess the level of the preparedness of the Independent National Electoral Commission. Residents and observers of the June 21st governorship election in Ekiti had witnessed heavy presence of military men and other security agencies across the state during the poll won by Ayodele Fayose. Agbaje says such heavy deployment of security men might be needed in Osun State due to the heightening security situation allegedly being caused by inflammatory utterances of politicians. He lamented that politicians in the state are seeing the election as a do-or-die affair. Agbaje, who assured that INEC will deliver an election freer and fairer than that of Ekiti. You're watching CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take this short break. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Nigerians continue to the city of Lagos went agog as all routes
Be the first to know from the north, south, east, west and around Africa. We break the news.
One Nigeria.
Now you can catch all the actions live as the news breaks. We are CoreTV News.
Welcome to CoreTV,
a 24-hour news station.
A Malaysian airliner reportedly with 295 people on board has crashed in Ukraine near the Russian border on a flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. Malaysian Airlines says it lost contact with flight MH17 from Amsterdam. The last known position was over Ukraine, it said in a tweet. An aviation source in Moscow reveals the plane had been found burning on the ground in East Ukraine. Separatist rebels have been fighting government forces in the region. A defense expert says shooting down a plane at 10,000 miles would have required a long-range surface-to-air missile, possibly guided by radar. That suggests it is unlikely it could have been downed by a portable air defense missile or man-pod, which has a more shorter range. The only other possibility is for an aircraft at that height to be downed by a fighter carrying air-to-air missiles. The U.S. will have access to satellite imagery that should be able to identify ultraviolet plumps if a long-range surface-to-air missile was fired. A number of Ukrainian military planes have been shot down by missiles in recent weeks. Ukraine has accused Russia's military of supplying the advanced missiles to the rebels. Earlier on Thursday, Ukrainian officials blamed the Russian Air Force for shooting down one of its ground attack jets on Wednesday. And that's our news for this hour. Thank you for watching. Join us again at 9:45 for Primetime News. Good evening.